Hi, my name is Gregory Robertson Jr., and I'll be presenting you today interactive video conferencing. What is interactive video conferencing? It is a system in which two or more participants in different locations can interact using specialized equipment through a high-speed internet connection. Or it can be summed up as a connection of two or more sites via audio and video through the use of video conferencing equipment, which that can be in the form of a webcam, smart boards, projectors, things like that that may include a microphone, individual microphone, or built-in microphones. The history of IVC. The first concept was developed in 1870s, and this was pretty much an extension of the audio devices. They were trying to figure out how to improve some of these audio devices and make it to where we connect with each other in different ways. Then came the first actual development in the 1920s by AT&T, and they were trying to start their experiment using video phones. And that experiment trickled over into Germany, where they started experimenting in 1930. And as time progresses, AT&T, still adamant about improving technology, they began using it for picture phones in 1970, where you can send pictures and try to connect with each other, different ways like that. In the 1980s and 1990s, the computer revolution evolved and webcams were born. Now, with the webcams and the computer revolution evolving here, this is where a lot of the new things come into play, and it starts to really get impressive as the technology improves with the interactive video conferencing. Because in 2003, you bring in a video chat service named Skype, which is very popular around the world. In this Skype, it can be used for so many different reasons and so many different ways, as well as other different IVC websites or programs. Which brings me here to the types of interactive video conferencing available to professionals, whether it's a different company, organization, and schools. GoToMeeting, WebEx, Skype, and some of the others that you see listed here. I'm very familiar with GoToMeeting and WebEx and Skype. That's why I named those three. Skype, I started out using it a long time ago. Whenever it first pretty much hit the scene, and I used it for pretty much personal use. It was pretty highly used to see friends and family members that I couldn't see immediately. So it's pretty cool that they was able to come up with this type of interactive video conferencing. GoToMeeting and WebEx I use more on a professional level, but they can be used for so many different things as well. GoToMeeting I use for a lot of different seminars and webinars and training purposes and things of that nature, where I can watch different videos for training and see different PowerPoints at my own convenience in my own office or as a group, and they can be scheduled at different times and things of that nature. And WebEx I was able to use as a probation parole officer when we use those for our parole hearings. We'll get on that WebEx and be able to see the hearing judge, and the hearing judge will be able to see myself as an officer, along with whatever parolee or probationer that I may have had in the office at the time, so they can see us and hear us, and we can do the same with them and really have a hearing. And it takes away the having to go to court. So it's just pretty interesting how these things can be used, and they can go from use it like that to use in classrooms. and we'll see that as we move on. IVC may be used to hold conferences, meetings, classes, workshops, or one-on-one scenarios to give users an opportunity to see, hear, and share information digitally in real time, which is pretty much just a good explanation of the example that I just gave. Being able to do those hearings and things like that. What's some of the advantages or disadvantages? The advantages are pretty high, in my opinion, and just in result, it saves money. It can save the school money. They won't have to outsource um, for different places to take students and to go and spend money and have to find funding to be able to take students out to do different activities or to find different ways for them to learn and engage students. Personal contact. If a speaker is needed to come in, a professional speaker is needed to come in for something, and they can be used. They can use this IVC and use it as a tool to cut down having to get that speaker to come to them, because a lot of times that's when we want specific speakers to come and conduct different presentations. It's a little difficult to work around their schedule, and something like this being implemented is a great way to be able to do that, whether it's through a business or a school. Demonstration ready. These type of tools bring about a whole opportunity for you students to be able to access different things like PowerPoints or different lessons that you may have or things you might want to teach your class how to do. It's very easy to demonstrate it to them when you can use it using these different IVC tools. They can watch a video of you doing it. They can watch a video of someone else doing it, and have them connecting with the class as they, listen and pay attention and engage. You have seminars and webinars where students can see different trainings on different things or different learnings on different things to educate themselves, as well as in different companies they can do the same. As I mentioned earlier on, when I used GoToMeeting, that was the main source of its use for our agency at that time. Disadvantages: setup timing. Sometimes it can be complicated with timing on getting some of these websites to work, or with the webcam. Sometimes you may have different troubleshooting errors, and that moves me into the equipment needs. It can also be a disadvantage. Sometimes different schools may not have access to the equipment versus other schools that are bigger and have more students and have more funding to prepare and pay for different types of equipment like smart boards and different types of projectors and different types of built-in microphones and webcams and things of that nature. Then you have another disadvantage in decreased formal skills. This one right here is pretty big as a disadvantage because it takes presenters and it kind of erases what they've learned over time to make sure you maintain eye contact and to make sure you pretty much dress well and prepare yourself for people to see you and look professional and formal. With this IVC tools, you can do things out of the comfort of your own home, and you can get too comfortable and be in your pajamas, while someone is looking at you on the camera, just being unaware or losing that eye contact in the classroom by keeping your back focused on the screen rather than, maintaining that contact with the class. Classroom use of IVC in any subject area, and I put any subject area because these things can go across the board. I mean, they can go across the board in good ways. Connecting with experts, you think math, English, social studies, science. you can connect with an expert in so many different disciplines to bring into your class and have them connect and see them, speak with them, and be able to do Q&As with different experts and learn in that way. Virtual field trips, social studies, and history classes could find museums to attend through virtual field trips rather than having to spend money to go out and find the time to go to a museum and things like that. And it also makes for a good tool to keep the class engaged when you use this boost global and classroom collaboration. You can collaborate with other cultures. Think about that as well with social studies and English, things like that. In my research, I found where classes used it to connect with different cultures, learn different languages, and things like that. Um, Different cultures can show them how they do things in their culture as well. And then you have the flipped classroom environment, so where the students can have videos, access to different videos they can use to watch before they even have to go to class, watch it at home or at their own convenience. And now they're prepared for what's going on in the class when they get there. So that makes for a good experience as well. And here is just a small example of some of the uses in the classroom and how it can help.
IVC, or Interactive Video Conferencing, is a resourceful 21st century technology tool that provides access, opportunity, and exposure to a wide range of learning experiences that supplement your campus academic offerings. Teachers can sharpen their skills by accessing any number of professional development offerings. By bridging the distance with IVC, your students or teachers can collaborate with others, access virtual field trips to museums, colleges, hospitals, and other organizations here in North Carolina or around the world, right from your IVC classroom. IVC provides an environment most similar to the traditional classroom. Students can see, hear, and interact in real time with the teacher and all the other students. The feedback and communication is immediate.
I want to argue, Mr. Lytle. Distance learning is different from my face-to-face classes because you're able to connect with other students from different schools, and you get to hear their different opinions.
I think that an IVC class really combines the best of an online class and a face-to-face class, and that it takes the independent learning from the online class and the interaction from the face-to-face class and just combines them. I would definitely recommend.
A couple websites here. Blackboard collaboration, Skype, because they have Skype for education.